Hey guys, this is Bharadwaj with Fonearena.com, and this is the Lava Iris Fire 4Q Plus that we recently unboxed. So this phone comes with a 10 megapixel camera over at the back and has LED flash and secondary microphone with it. So this 10 megapixel sensor is made by Sony under the Exmor brand and is being used by Lava. So how's it? How's the UI like and how's the overall performance like? That's what we are going to see in this camera review of the Lava Iris Fire 4Q Plus. So let's start with the camera interface. This phone is based on the MediaTek processor, so the interface is pretty similar, but it's differently styled. So you have the shutter buttons on the right for the stills in the video, and there's the mode button. And what you see usually on the left side in the MediaTek phones is here on the right, very similarly styled to the Samsung phones. So you have the HDR mode, you have the face beautifications, panorama, smile shot, and all that. So it's very similar from what you see on the other MediaTek phones in terms of capabilities. And you have on-screen toggles here on the left. These are for the flash, the front-facing camera, and the QR code scanning, which will actually take you to a different app and start scanning. So that's the camera app's interface in a nutshell. In the settings, you have other quick toggles over at the top. This is also very Samsung-like function. You have the face beautification, you have the auto night and the modes, which usually don't rotate to the right orientation, which is weird. You have the white balance, you have the timer, and of course you have the ISO controls. So all these are present over at the top, but you also have other settings when you press the contextual menu, and these are the settings. Normal settings include exposure, color balance, color effect, and white balance. And the photo settings, the still settings have manual focus, which is actually touch to focus, and there are no real controls here. It is switched on, but it seems like touch to focus is the thing. And then you have the face detection mode, voice capture. You can say cheese or capture to capture a photo. Cheese. And that's how the voice commands work. You can also turn it off instantly, and yeah, that's the voice commands, voice capture on the Lava Iris 504Q's for Q Plus's camera. Other things include 10 megapixel for 16:9 as well as 4:3 shots, which makes us think that there is some cropping going on here from 13 megapixels, which we think is plausible with the Sony sensor. Now moving on to video, it can record 1080p at 30 fps. It has electronic image stabilization. You can turn the microphone on or off, and the video quality is set to fine, which is at 1080p. So that's the interface, and that's all the features you get from the Lava Iris 504Q Plus. Now let's talk about the performance. This is a 10 megapixel camera phone, and this is in the mid-range. So how is it? We took the phone for a spin in several conditions, in daylight, low light, macro, and other conditions. So let's start with daylight. Here are some samples which we took in broad daylight, and these are the performance results in a nutshell. So the color reproduction and the overall details are pretty decent, but when you zoom into 100%, when you want the insane amount of detail, you won't get it, because you'll be getting a little bit of noise and a little bit of sharpening and all that, and these samples prove that. And moving on to the next set of conditions is, of course, macro. Macro is pretty easy for most devices, and Lava Iris 504Q Plus is no exception. It takes great macro photos with very nicely detailed pictures, as you can see from the samples right here. These macro samples have come out really well, and we think the bokeh is pretty decent enough. So that's the macro performance of the Lava Iris 504Q Plus. Moving on to low light, we found that the camera is a bit over sharpening and even full of noise in indoor conditions as well as low light. You can see that there is a lot of noise in this picture that I just took, and here are some very similar low light samples with and without flash. It's notable that with flash, the photo is completely whitewashed, so pretty much non-low light camera. This is pretty decent for stills in daylight, but that's about it. Now moving on to video, this phone, as I said earlier, records at 1080p 30 fps. Unlike the stills mode, the video is pretty good, and here is a video sample to take a look at the image quality and the performance. Hey guys, this is Bharadwaj with Fonearena.com, and this is a quick video sample of the Lava Iris 504Q Plus. Records at 1080p 30 fps, has decent audio. You can check the video quality out, it's pretty decent, and the dynamic range is also pretty good. And there you go, that was the video sample of the Lava Iris 504Q Plus. It must have given you an idea about the video performance even after YouTube compression. It's pretty good. In case you're using it for video, it'll be good, but the audio is a bit muffled and not that great. And it records in 3GP, so it's of the inferior quality. But that aside, we think the video mode is better than the stills mode, and quite not meeting the expectations when we saw the box, 10 megapixel camera and all that, but still pretty decent for the price. So if you're looking for full resolution camera samples, you can check out the links below in the description. Also do the like button and the subscribe button if you want more videos like these, and do let us know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.